Oh, really? So, here I am starting laughing again to help you all know what manipulation is like. Like Owen Benjamin. Thanks to Dan Falcon back, who starts Hangouts, sends me links, and doesn't even go in. Okay, so I'm going to first off, because somehow Google, some glitch or something, keeps interrupting my transmission, showing my avatar. So the transmission is still connected, but the feed isn't. But the avatar, yeah, that shows, and just cuts out portions of what I'm showing or discussing. So what I'm going to do now, first of all, is show you what I'm going to be talking about, at least part of what I'm going to be talking about, in case the transmission cuts, glitches out, whatever. So you guys can see it on your own, in your own good time. Okay, so that to the side. This is what I'm going to show. This is Flat Earthers Full Retard Mode, episode 31 from Tau Ceti Alpha. Very funny. So we're going to compare retarded flat earthers to retarded globelings. This is Flat Earth Sean Hawkins, a bowler with mental problems by QNF. Okay, so we're going to compare this and the dude you see in this video. Okay, so it won't be very long. I know who I'd rather hang out with, have a burger or a Barbie. Then I'm going to show this. Eric Lathwaite, gyroscope gravity modification.mov. You can watch all of it. I've queued it to this part because it's mainly the end of this that I want to show. Then I'm going to show this. And the reason I'm showing the end of this is that he says some words that are very apropos what I'm going to say regarding this. And then, I don't know, I'm going to talk about hypothetical gods and devils and whether God exists and whether his name is Zeus or Yahweh or Krishna or Brahma or Kronos. I don't know. Right. So, first, let's compare, what is it? Retard. Let's compare retards, shall we? First, quite nice living quarters. Nice fish tank back there. Painting. Very Bob Ross style painting. Lovely. Okay. For, you know, Bob Ross style painting. Nice. I like this place. It's kind of nice. Okay. So, let's hit play a little bit. Remember, this is from Tau Ceti Alpha, who loves mocking people, especially flat earth. Doesn't mock globelings. No, just flat earthers. Great. Let's have a look-see.
Fucking helicopter from a surface of a spinning ball. You take a helicopter from that right there. A helicopter, the only reason it creates lift is to grab the air molecules, gases above it, and force it down with more pressure than the thing weighs, so it will elevate itself.
Whoever calls themselves God, don't
you got your rotor back there to stop the... No, I will not. Will you just knock it off? No, to stop the gyro effect. I don't need a God. I am a God. I create everything that's around me. I create my world. You create your world. You're being faked out like this thing right here. That thing has got you mind fucked. Would you quit yelling? I know. Check this woman out. I don't even want no money. Would someone come and take her off my hands, please?
So, at least there was some humor there. Now let's watch the globling, which Tau Ceti Alpha doesn't show in any of his vids, apparently. So let's see. And these are shown for educational purposes. Dagnabbit, I'm going to have to look in the stream to see that it's actually going out live. Just a second. Just give me a sec while I catch up and see what I'm showing. Don't know what's going on. Has my stream ended? Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Right, apologies. 1 second. Right. What am I showing? Apologies for the lack of continuity. Yes, okay. So we are going to compare. We just saw a retarded flat earther, and now we're going to compare with the equivalent globeling. Let's see who's more dislikable, at least. Okay, right. Here's this one. I can close this one. Okay. Now watch this attentively. Okay. So you just saw flat earther saying stuff that was quite true. I mean, the stuff about being God because he makes his own environment or surroundings or experience. Don't know about that. But that helicopters work by creating thrust to stay, off the ground. That's all true. How do they do that while spinning around the globe, whilst not being caused to spin around the globe, but yet spinning around? It's an interesting conundrum for the globe. Now let's look at a globeling.
Open this up. So here's my filthy room. My horribly filthy room.
Yeah, if only somebody would just like bend down and grab some of those things and put them like in a laundry basket or something, I don't know. And then eventually there would be more clear space that maybe somebody could go over with a cloth, and then after that maybe get a vacuum, a Hoover, and just clean the place up. Oh, if only.
So anyway, here's my bathroom.
There's my bathroom. Wow, it's just like, we're glad you said that. We thought it was a painting.
So that's the grand tour. Women don't like me no more.
Yeah, you don't say, bud. This is great. Watch.
Because I've not seen it.
This is a globeling.
I've been a Christian.
This is a globeling, remember? Globe believers. This is one of your camp, one of your crew.
I will bet you.
Oh, God, none of those nails.
7 of 9 sure as fuck was.
Hot diggity. Poink. 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 Look at this tube. What he's doing is actually spitting. You might think it's some kind of weird nervous tick. It's not a nervous tick. He's literally spitting inside his bedroom. That's right. This globe believer spitting inside his bedroom. But women don't like him. Wonder why?
Women don't like me no more. Sorry. Women don't like me no more.
You don't say, bud.
Just letting you know.
Yeah. Okay, so it's cruel, so I'm going to stop. Okay? Which of those two would you rather maybe join at a barbecue? I know who I'd rather sit with. The flat earther. That's right. Now, that's a Tau Keti Alpha. Enjoy. Now, this is Eric Laithwaite. Okay? British engineer. Professor of engineering. Watch.
Let's just do it once more to save time. We've already spun it up. So here goes 40 pounds of wheel as light as a feather. This is not a conjuring trick. This is a fact of science. Watch it again carefully. The fact about a spinning wheel, so far, everyone has missed.
A fact about a spinning wheel, so far, everyone has missed. Okay. So far, everyone has missed. This is Double Slit Experiment. If you want to watch the whole thing, $10 Double Slit Experiment versus 2,500 Double Slit Experiment. Great. I've skipped through to this part. There, it's nice and clear. We can see the interference pattern, right? We can see these voids here. They're circular too. Oh, that's curious. It's curious as an interfering pattern. And we can see this, well, this banding. This banding that's horizontal. Okay, so it goes up. So vertically, it's banding, but the banding is horizontal. Can you see? Okay, now it looks like, well, these here, these little round dark parts that have an outside that's red, as you can see. Let me zoom in. See? Okay. It looks like they don't make any coherent sense in the wave theory. Oh. Now, this horizontal binding on the vertical axis, nobody explains. Like Lathwaite said, everyone had missed. Well, I'm pointing out all the physicists have missed this. Now, in this very video, there's a student who asks about them. Pay attention to what happens.
What's with all of these? The ones above and below?
Pause. Actually, that was a lucky time for the squirreling wheel to start. Silence for a spell whilst they think. What does the theory say? The theory says nothing. Dag nabbit, spinning wheel. Let's play some more.
Yeah, but like this is obviously
Wow.
start. You can really see the interference pattern in the bands.
What's with all of these? The ones above and below? That is more than likely just oil or scratches on the surface.
That's more than likely just oil or scratches on the surface. That would be the surface of the laser. Scratches on the surface, just oil or scratches, more than likely. Not our theory is wrong and a flat earther has figured it out and is going to make us look like half-wits. That was the response. Listen. Then notice there was further discussion, but it's edited. Notice the edit, okay?
What's with all of these? The ones above and below? That is more than likely just oil or scratches on the surface.
I had cleaned it before, but it looks like...
I had cleaned it before, so it's not oil, bitch.
With a vengeance.
Quite an important.
Did you notice the edit? Yeah, edit, just edit, because further discussion went on, but it was can't show that because it's obvious that we don't know what we're talking about. Quick, cut that bit out.
Experiment in physics, because we're really looking at right here the wave-like properties of light, which is something that, you know, when they were discovered, sort of blew people's minds, and so we can try to appreciate.
Still blows people's minds.
Yeah, it's
Still totally blows my mind right now.
Yeah, we can appreciate what we're actually looking at if you know some of the theory behind it. We have the helium neon laser.
Because we haven't got a clue what we're looking at. We can appreciate some of the theory behind it. Let's listen again.
At right here, the wave-like properties properties of light, which is something.
The wave-like properties of light, which the slit is, well, the slit is vertical and it's causing this horizontal banding. Unfortunately, there's all this other banding on the vertical axis, like up and down. And there's no slit to cause that. Eee, that's awkward. There's also, if you pay attention, voids. Oh dear, that doesn't go with our theory either. That's right, it doesn't go with your theory.
You know, when they were discovered, sort of blew people's minds. And so we can try to...
we can see this when they were discovered, kind of sort of blew people's minds. Freaking half-wits. Right, now stop sharing that. The so-called wave theory of light is wrong. I explain it in the Book of the Sun. Now, other big channel flat earthers out there who aren't reading the Book of the Sun, they're going to look, compared to the people who do read it, are going to appear increasingly stupid and increasingly left behind. You can't figure out how this place works by just sheer thinking. Will of power, or power of will, or looking at your Bible. None of it's going to tell you how this place works. Yes, you have to think, but you also have to like look and study and notice. And the big flat earthers, they just seem, well, they've been seeming a bit charlatan-y for a while, but now they're just looking more and more charlatan-y and banging their heads on the wall. No theory, don't need no theory. No, don't need no theory. Don't even need a map. Don't. No, we just make globelings. We'll just make them believe that the Earth is flat because they should, because gyroscopes don't drift. Why still flat Earth? That's what I've called this. Why still flat Earth? Why is there still any flat Earth discussion? It's really simple. All globelings would have had to present would be a finely made gyroscope and showing apparent drift. You know, doing this, not just turning like this, okay, but turning like this as time goes by. Or like that as time goes by, depending on where you are on the globe. So, sorry, I couldn't help it. That's all. A nicely made mechanical gyroscope drifting, showing apparent drift. And then showing water conforming to the exterior of a shape I'm just pausing until the stream starts again. Now I'm going to go back and see how much of that they took out. Just a second. Right. To the exterior of a shape. Interesting. Okay, that was interesting little crop. So, all the globelings, that means all the astrophysicists, all the physics departments all around the world, all they need to have is a finely made mechanical gyroscope showing apparent drift. And if they happen to have a great big vacuum chamber with at least maybe a couple of 100 feet height, place a ball, have it rotating ever so slightly in a bag of water, okay, and then cut the bag of water and let the water just empty out with the ball spinning and see what happens. That's all. Mechanical gyroscope and the gravity of the mass of the ball keeping the water to it and not having the water just like go off. Maybe something like that. Also, it would be good for the globe if they had, say, photos of the Earth from space where it was just like, there's a photo, there you go. We did it in the 1970s. We've done it again. We've got loads of them. Look at them. That's why still flat Earth, because that hasn't happened. And it's not happened because they don't want to pander to flat earthers. It's not happened because it's not possible. Like, it's not possible for an astronaut to go into that vacuum chamber in his astronaut suit and just go about his day. Why not? Because if that vacuum chamber is a vacuum chamber, which it is, and that spacesuit is hermetically sealed, it's non-porous, and he's there, you know, in the suit with the wrinkles, all those creases, and as the vacuum increased, just it would just be in the shape of the suit. That's it. No touching his hands together, no grabbing feathers and hammers and going, ooh, none of that. What would happen instead? Well, what did happen when they tried it? What happened? The guy almost freaking died. That's what happened. Oh, it's a flaw with the suit. Oh, like the flaw with those other suits, the ones that are filled with water. Those. It's just such a farce. And globelings still think it's a globe. Now, that's globe versus flat Earth. Now, truth versus illusion. First, the Earth happens to be flat and not rotating and a distant sun illuminating it. The Earth is very different to what you've been taught. You've been taught lies. Now, some of those lies have been about the globe, about the history of the globe, which involves giant dinosaurs and comets and death and God making himself into a being that then gets killed. Not really killed because he's God, you know, but that's been given to you. And whether you're a flat earther or a globe earther, if you don't realize that the story of Jesus was written by uber intelligent Romans to manipulate people, and that now in this year 2019 is going to be the start of the very end, the start of the end, well, the preliminary start to the end started in the 1980s proper, okay, but now starts the actual, that's it, it's finished. Like 80s is when the fire was extinguished and it was just embers, and then eventually gets to the point where the embers just poof and it's just smoke and nothing more, because we have the internet and we can compare notes and things that were very difficult to get a hold of and present. People can make videos on and share very quickly. So when people like Ray Hagen says Jesus is just a story that was made to control you brothers and sisters, because he's a black guy, so he's all to control the blacks. It's like, no, it's to control anybody whose parents were controlled into telling them, you're not good, Jesus won't be happy with you, and the devil might get you. It's just so retarded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to yesterday's Hangout and I'm going to show the comments. Oh wait, I'll pull it up first and then screen share. Just see the comments. And this is the thing. Intelligent people, right? When I hear that somebody's intelligent, like Owen Benjamin, who was pretending like he was intelligent, and now it's come out like, oh dear, no. You're humorous, you're intelligent in that regard, but you're a retard. And I was thinking that already. Same with Jordan Peterson. They're very intelligent, very clever, but still a retard. You think Jesus is real? For God's sake, how stupid are you? Hey, Jesus rose from the grave, and so did a bunch of people in the cemetery, and they walked around. Now, that wouldn't have freaked people out. So just give me a second, and I will go to yesterday's video and show the comments. And there'll be people in the chat. I'm going to go to the chat in a minute. It's always fun. There'll be people in the chat. The video was called Individualism and the Flat Earth. Right, pause. Okay. Come on, pause. Right. And there are people that at least give the impression of being intelligent. Like, not really. If you think Jesus is real, you've been hoodwinked. And the reason you don't want to acknowledge that is that the hoodwink is so incredibly clever. Within that confidence trick, is this nasty little hook that goes like this. If you question this, you're being nasty to somebody that was very, very kind and who suffered for you. That's who you're being nasty to. It's genius. It is genius. The Bible is a work of genius. So I'm looking. Sorry, I'm trying to find. There are some cracking comments. There's Cripsy Lynn telling me that there's an edit in the thing. Yep. Where is it? Oh, this is an interesting one. It's a little bit random, but Anony Mouse says something dodgy is happening with his details. Just give me a second. Okay, I've got it. It's just funny. Right, give me a second. And this is not going to be an endless hangout, by the way. I'm just going to rant a little bit about retarded flat earthers and about retarded globelings, because retardation is the word of the modus for our times. Watch the film Idiocracy. Let me see, am I screen sharing? Yes. Essential Oils writes, this is the stupidest thing someone can say, that the devil and devils or God doesn't exist. Oh, that's interesting. Let's say we change devil and devils or God. Let's change that to elf and elves and Santa. This is the stupidest thing someone can say, that elves and Santa doesn't exist. Just shows you have no clue. You are so lost. No presses for you. Where do we even begin? Why do you even care to spread the knowledge of flat earth, Antonio? Because it's the right thing to do, not because some God says so. It just is the right thing to do. That's why. Do you realize that this looks like, do you realize what this looks like to those who know they're spiritual? What do you mean? People who know they're spiritual. You think I don't? Dim dim. It makes me think you are an infiltrator sent from the Church of Satan or the Luciferians to discredit the rising movement. You are the cult. Right. This is in a video to discredit the rising movement. Now, would I want to discredit a rising movement? Absolutely yes. Why? Because it leads to freaking death, morons. This video was called Individualism. And I explain quite eloquently, I think maybe, I don't know, I've not really watched it, that a movement is not an individualistic thing. Dim dim. But no, this is the best part. The genius of the Jesus myth is that anybody who doesn't think anybody who points out that the Jesus myth is just a myth is immediately dehumanized. That's not a real human. If it was a real human, they'd be with us. They'd believe the Jesus myth. They would say it was the truth. Why? Well, because Jesus said that he was the truth. So like, he wouldn't lie, would he? Like, well, if he didn't exist, then they could say anything they want. He said this and he said that. He said those who are not against us are with us. But later, those who are not with us are definitely against us. So this is what it makes people think. Because you're not with us, you must be with the Church of Satan. When I said, look, right, Satan doesn't exist, the devil doesn't exist, your religion's a crock of shit, your parents are idiots for having taught you it, everybody in your history who believed it is retarded and made retarded by the religion they believed in, regardless of what that religion was. If they believed in a religion, they were retarded by that religion. Why? Because they had a filter put in that made them see everything through either the golden rose-tinted glasses of their religion, or the macabre, fragmented, kaleidoscopic sight of some other weird religion. That's why they couldn't see the world properly. They saw Satan running around, or Luciferians. Luciferians, like, it's like this, right? Look, Christians out there, you know the Satanists and Luciferians are full of shit, don't you? Yes, you do. Because that's just a crock of shit. They think the same about you. And both of you are right. You're full of shit, and so are they. It's really simple. And it's sad to have to say to people, but if you have a religion and your religion has a God, and that God has some kind of testimony handed down to you by people that you don't know, even if it was people that you knew, but it isn't even people that you knew, it's people you don't know, a religion with the name of a God, you're an imbecile, you're retarded, and you shouldn't be telling people that, if they don't believe this, then, because it doesn't work. If I don't think what you're saying is true, your threats that will befall me from not thinking what you're saying is true, and nothing, they're literally nothing. They are absolutely meaningless. The devil's going to get me, or all of that, meaningless, every single bit of it, absolute gibberish. You might as well tell me I'm not getting any presents from Santa for all it means, because Santa's not real and it doesn't really give you presents. And the same people that told you the globe and told you Santa told you the devil and Jesus. How about you start waking up? All of it without any proof. So globe, but no proof. Santa, but no proof. Devil and Jesus, but no proof. You're stupid. You're stupid. Sorry, but you're stupid. So now I'm going to go into the chat. And I want comments from the stupids. If you're a stupid, give me a comment. Let me know that you're stupid. Oh, Wobbly Boost. And the Easter Bunny, yeah. Ishtar, dagnab her, and her fertility rituals. Santa's not real. Who knew? That's right, John Watson. This is where you learn real truths. Okay, so right now, I guarantee that there will be Christians watching, staying quiet. Don't stay quiet. Tell me why you think it's real. Like, really, just write in the chat why you think it's real. Not why you believe it's real. Why you think it's real. Something coherent. What's the evidence of two suns and extra continents? Isn't that a bit Jesus? No. What's the evidence of two suns? 0. What's the evidence of one sun? Interesting. extra continents. What's the evidence of extra continents? The first, I think it was the first Oscar-winning documentary. Yes, Admiral Byrd. That's right. It won an Oscar. That is evidence. Oh, maybe they flew across Antarctica, they cut, and then they flew somewhere else where it was just snow, and they filmed there, and they showed a bit of mountains and stuff and lakes, and they made out like it was Antarctica. Maybe that's what happened. Or maybe they flew to Antarctica, they went across, oh, fresh water and trees and stuff. Oh, interesting. It's all part of the documentary. So that's extra continents. Also, the Mayans were really real people who we know because they built stuff out of stone. It didn't melt, it didn't disappear, it wasn't swallowed in some mud flood. Real. Gone. Gone where? Oh, out of space? No. Where? Oh, a hole into the pit of hell. Because they weren't Christian. Where? Where? To their freaking pond. That's where. Travel videos. Why did he make the daytime, nighttime video? What's that got to do with you? Travel videos. Really? What's that got to do with you? How's that pertinent to this conversation? So, 5 doors off, and wonder if Jesus was killed today, would his followers have an electric chair hanging around their neck? Whew. That's a good one. Wow, that is a good one. Oh, don't make no graven images to represent God. Is a crucifix all right? Yeah, that's all right. Oh, that's interesting. Right, somebody going on about Notre Dame. Architecture. So Dutch Interceptor writes, why are people contributing $70 million to repair the Notre Dame? Religion or just architecture? Just architecture. Nothing to do with religion. Why not? Because it's Catholic. What's the most richest religion in the world? Catholicism, like the Vatican. Dead simple. Pope, there you go. Fix the Notre Dame. If it was religion. But it is a religion. It's architecture. It's heritage. I'm asking for anybody who thinks that Jesus is true to tell me why they think that. Travel videos. Just asking. Didn't know if it was a no. Okay, travel videos. This is how it goes. Okay, you're late to the party. Some friends of mine have a video production company. They say to me, look, we've been having lots of arguments with you about the flat earth and stuff. So we thought, hey, how about we bury the hatchet? Because I got them in a jest, and it wasn't even that big of a jest. I told them that my girlfriend's 40th birthday, we all had to go in costumes, and I thought that we should all go as the Bee Gees. And it wasn't a fancy dress party. But anyway, it didn't even happen. They started planning the wigs and whatever, but it didn't happen because I found out, because she freaking told them. Anyway, doesn't matter. Because I tried to get them, you know, what's it called? Not a personal joke, a joke. Okay. They said, look, bury the hatchets, and we'll make a video for you. You know, whatever you want, we'll do, you know, whatever we can, we'll make a video. And I said, okay, so I'd like a video where I go to the moon and to the ISS, and I fly through space, I swim through space, and go to the moon, and there's a lunar lander, and I go to it, and all kinds of stuff. So I said, okay, cool. So we filmed that, and they said, but also, if you want any cutaways, like they're called, there's a name for them. It's like a stock trading name, like extras, little snippets. If you want any extra, I forget what they're called, damn it, the word, but anything you want to do, we're going to make into a tiny little video of its own. Like if you want to go, oh, sexy, then whatever you want, and we'll video it, and you can have it as tiny little things, and you can put them in your videos. You can have, you know, somebody's nasty to you, you can have you going, oh, nasty, or whatever it is you can think of. And I thought of a load of them, and a whole bunch of them were all like, oh, don't be so snippy kind of thing. A load weren't, right? So they filmed all of those. The whole we'll make a video for you, and it being a video about going to the moon and all of that was just a ruse, so that I would go there and they'd film me doing all the cutaways so they could compile it and make it into something. And that's what they did. They took words from videos that I've made. They made a song. That's what it is. What's your name? Travel videos. That's what it was. I didn't actually say those things about people. It's just editing, clever editing. Right. So I'm looking for somebody who Rock Lover, that if it wasn't that I already know your sense of humor, I would think you've had an embolism. So Rock Lover writes, just to let everyone know, I have been wrong about Pat being a dude, and she is a genuine flat earth believer, honest. Yeah, so Jesus believers, write my name so it doesn't get lost in the rest of the comments. Just tell me why you think it's true, not why you believe it's true. Why you think it's true. And I'll read it out and I'll engage. By the way, QMFI, I saw a video by Sheeps and Neeps. I don't know what you've done, but I think you've maybe overstepped the mark. Right, Poncho Pete, if the Satanists are real, and they are, why isn't my faith in Jesus? That's not what you're thinking, okay? You believe that the Satanists are real. As in, you believe that there are human beings who worship a real entity called Satan. There are real people who call themselves Satanists. There are real people who call themselves Luciferians. There are real people who call themselves Druids. There are real people who call themselves Hindus. All of them. So you say Satanists. Why don't you say Hindus? Because they're a different faith. So if you think, right, is there a Satanists, which are already part of the same environment? Why don't I say Hindus who worship Vishnu? So I'm going to reread your thing. If there are Hindus who worship Vishnu and they are real, why isn't my faith in Jesus real? Do you see? And you might say, oh, no, that's not fair. Say, whoa, 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 this isn't a game. It is fair. There's no rules. Instead of Satanists, think Hindus. If there are Hindus, if the Hindus are real, and they are, then why is my faith in Jesus not like, can you see how it kind of, it starts looking more and more untenable? Because it is untenable. Okay, so Angel Fire writes, I think Jesus the Nazarene and the Essenes existed and became a popular movement which the Romans eventually had to usurp and incorporate into the Mithraic religion. Right. You think Jesus the Nazarene and the Essenes existed? Why do you think that? Angel Fire. Who gave you that information? Because you'll find it, actually, it was the Vatican. Cameron Walker, for such a small channel, you're sure getting a lot of attention in the Globlings world. Yeah, but all your ex-pals act as if you don't exist. Flat Earth is going to have to come around. So a lot of the pals that you mentioned, they very quickly turned out to be just hollow lip service people. Really. They're still the real pals. They're still hanging out. You're the Dan Falconbacks and the you and all the even the Poncho Pete, real pals. Even if we have disagreements about stuff, but the fake flat earthers, like, I wouldn't go along with their fakeness. So it's like, right, doesn't exist. No, don't mention it. Don't mention the Book of the Sun. Don't mention the map. We just made a gadget about the Gleasons. Now that looks like a fart. Okay. Dualism is everywhere in nature. Yin yang, black, white, day, night, God, bad, good, bad. Why not God, devil? This is why not. There isn't existence, non-existence. With dualism, there's a limit. So think the limit ends at existence / non-existence, or existence and nothingness. There isn't a dualism there. By the way, the dualism and the day, night, good, bad, that's Zoroastrian. That's where that comes from, before the Egyptians. So, really, think about it. There's no existence and an opposite to that being non-existence. There isn't God and opposite to that. There isn't. So the Essenes were just a people. Angel Fire 451, right, it's quite possibly the Vatican, but haven't they found where the Essenes lived? The Essenes were a real people. They were just a group of people. They were known for perfumes and dyes. But it finished, their culture finished because better dyes, as commerce improved, better dyes, cheaper work elsewhere. So it's like, oh, okay, well, and that was it. Culture's finished. We don't have, now in Britain, we don't have the cotton mills. Britain used to work. The growth of the British wealth happened largely because of the cotton industry, the weaving. Doesn't happen now. All the weaving and cotton's going on in the Middle East, in the Far East, actually. It happens. Things go elsewhere, and things end, and the Essenes ended. It's a great story, though. It's a great story. It's like, oh, look, we found these Dead Sea Scrolls. They say the same stuff. Interesting. Okay, so anybody else want to say why they think that the Jesus story is real? Because this is what happens. I was going to call this Truth Hurts, and I thought, I think I've called several hangouts or videos in the past Truth Hurts. If you have a belief in a religion, and the flat earth truth, which none of us expected, none of us was walking around as a child going, I bet the earth is really flat. None of us were walking around, bet the earth is freaking flat. Yep. No, we're thinking Star Trek, Star Wars, space, and dinosaurs, or when we were children. We also thought, oh, Santa Claus, or the three wise men in Spain, or the three kings in Spain, los Reyes Magos, the magic kings. Eventually, like, flat earthers, like, dude, this is like, wow, didn't expect this. But if you also have a religious belief, notice how many religious flat earthers there are. But as soon as the flat earth starts saying, actually, you know, the details of the flat earth says your Bible's got a crock of shit, and one of your gurus, this Enoch, was just, it was written not by one of the ultra intelligent Romans, by a retarded cousin of one of those Romans. I said it in a previous channel. It really is. It was written by a retarded cousin. And it just says, what about this book? And they read it. I'm sorry, no, we can't have this in there. Oh, okay. That's it. Okay, that's what it is. Don't think it isn't. Like, oh, the portals and the sun and... No, you're talking nonsense. Nothing ever changes apart from all the things that change. Then notice how all of these things... What about the tides? What do you mean tides? Well, the sea level's going up and down. They don't go up and down in the Mediterranean, funnily enough. And they're not in the Bible. And they're not in the book of Enoch. In fact, in the book of Enoch, it says in the summer, you can't stand because your feet burn in the Mediterranean in the summer, unless you're like places like Latvia and Croatia and on the mountains and maybe further north where you can stand. I spent a summer walking around with no shoes because it was lovely in Oxford. It's just nonsense. So I'm waiting for people. Antonio, the New Testament has many references to astrology removed. Christian meeting places were identified by the signs of Pisces. It doesn't matter, Angel Fire. The New Testament is a book of lies. It's a book of lies. And the astrology was there and is still there. Going to the house, you'd be met by a water bearer. All of that. It's just ways of making it interesting. Doesn't mean that the Supreme Being made itself into a person so it could be killed and by dying develop some system for forgiveness for people who understood the reason for the dying. No, it's not retarded. Just go, right, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to monitor. And people that are generally good, they pass. And people that aren't, don't pass. What happens to the ones that don't pass? Well, they have to do it again. That's what. Just like your driving test. That's it. True story. That's it. Please don't ban people. I just saw somebody getting banned. Not banned. Timed out. That's it. If you don't pass, you do it again. There you go. Then what happens if you pass? Well, then you don't have to do it again. Then what do you do? Psst. Other stuff. What other stuff? Who knows? How are you supposed to know? If you knew now, you thought, right, okay, what do I need to pass? Do really good things until you die. Okay, I'm going to do really good things until I die and then pass. And then I'm going to have the roller coaster adventure. No, I'm going to go for the flying adventure. Or you'd have this idea, oh, I'm going to do this and then that for sure. This is just a chore then. All I have to do is do good things, generally speaking. And then there's all the temptations and everything like, nope, I'm going to have the flying experience. Who knows what the next stage is? Is this? It's not extinction, being extinguished and no longer existing. That's not possible. It's like there's a reality where there are things that happen, and one thing that cannot happen are things that are impossible. And one of the things that's impossible is the totality that is you, all of it no longer existing. Some of it not existing, sure. But all of it entirely gone, not existing? No, not possible. Why? Because the majority of what you are isn't even physical. The physical is a minuscule, it's a superficial part of what you are. The other stuff is the stuff that's indestructible. It can't. It'd be like God extinguishing itself. It can't. It can't. That's the other thing. All these ideas about God having all these uber powers and omniscience and omnipresence, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'm with you. I'm hearing you. Can do all these things, okay, and it does all these things. Like, whoa. You went from stuff that kind of sensible, rational, and you can imagine being true, to all these other tiny little things that were just a crock of nonsense. Like, and if you listen to nasty people and you pay attention, oh, that's sinning. And if you think that somebody's sexy, oh, that's sinning. And sounds like a crock of nonsense. We're dancers. Oh, I like that. We are dancers in vibration. If the earth flat, then there has to be a creator. Nope. If the earth flat, then there has to be a creator? No. If the earth exists, which it does, it didn't have to have a beginning to it existing, which is what the creator would be for. If it existed forever, then the creator doesn't have to create it. The creator didn't create itself, and it didn't create itself and have nothing over which to oversee, and then for some period of not even time, because time wouldn't have existed, for a spell, and then think, I'm going to make something. No, that didn't happen. The creator is intrinsic to the creator. The thing that you call the creator is intrinsic to the existence part of reality. That's what it is. It doesn't have a choice. It can't say, I'm not anymore. I'm going on holiday. Oh, the humans have killed me, like Nietzsche said. No, it doesn't get a choice. It isn't the thing that it doesn't have the qualities that you think it has. You think it has, well, kind of human-ish qualities. You think that the things that you think are good, it would also think is good. Like, inevitably, because like, they're good, right? So you think it's good, right? It doesn't, it's not human. This is the thing. It isn't human. The thing that you call the creator is not human and didn't create. Saludos, Sergio Mora. Now looking at the rest of the chat. Anybody else? And then I'm going to wrap up. Anybody else think that the Jesus story is true? No, not the Jesus story. The Jesus story exists. It's in a book. It's in several books. Anybody think that Jesus was really real? Think, not believe. Think. A shill, Dutch Interceptor. What are your thoughts about allegedly Dave? Is he real or a shill? Shill. He's a shill. Before being in the Flat Earth, he was in the Freeman movement. Once being in the Freeman movement, he had his car confiscated by the police for driving without paperwork and insurance and all of that. Somehow he got his car back. The police don't give you your car back unless you show them that you have insurance. So he must have got insurance and must have taken his paperwork. Shill. They can think, oh no, maybe he had a really good argument. They don't care. You're not dealing. When you're going to get your car from the pound, you're not actually dealing with the police. You're dealing with the pound people who say, right, okay, you owe us this much for having your car, and you have to sign here, and you have to show me your driving license, and you have to show me that your paperwork is correct and insured for this car. That's what you have to do. You don't do any of those. No, it's not happening. You're not getting the car. Because whilst they have the car, they're charging every day for having the car. And eventually, it's their car. So, no. Shill. Absolute shill. Dave Murphy. Frank, you know. I know Jesus is real. Okay. Why do you think Jesus is real? Frank, you know. There are far too many folk on the truth seem massively over-focused on trans folk. It's like homophobia and stems from classic homosexuality. Anyone repeat trans is queer as F. Okay, so Leah Templar, I've said over and over, and I'm going to say it right now, Patrick Stay is a transgender dude. A dude made to appear like Lady Gaga. Made to appear like a woman. That's not homophobia. That's just truth. Now, I'm hearing what you're saying. The people who say stuff without knowing about other people, that person transgender, that one transgender. If they say stuff without knowing, they should just, really, they should stay quiet. But, you know. Okay, I'm looking for Frank, you know. Okay, that doesn't count. I believe the history doesn't count. Frank, you know. You have to think, not believe. Because it's no different you saying that you believe the history to a child or a retarded adult saying that they believe in Santa Claus. Because and I don't mean to offend anyone, there are adults that are retarded, like developmentally retarded. I'm not using it as an insult. I'm using it as an adjective to accurately describe the person, who are stuck at the age of 8. They'll be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, who still believe the history of Santa Claus. Really, in the real world. And you saying that you believe the history of Jesus isn't any different. Now, obviously, everything else is different, but the belief part is indistinguishable from the person that still believes that Santa's real. Just one evidence for the flat earth. Just one evidence. There's a channel called The Divine Plane. Go and watch that channel if you want just one evidence for the flat earth. There's loads of channels with all kinds of evidence that will give you just one. It's the same evidence over and over. Just that, Jordan. Enjoy. But I will say, now that I've answered your question, can you give me just one evidence for the globe? Hammond Walker writes, because Joseph Smith saw him. Wow. Mandel Brotset, Antonio has no evidence. No evidence. Well, I could list you a whole bunch of evidence. It's like this. Let me see. Let me see if I can construct a good argument. Let's say somebody says to you, all trees grow from the scales of a dragon. That's a globe. All trees grow from the scales that have fallen off a dragon. That's a globe. And flat earthers come along and say, that's not true. I have a seed here that didn't fall from a dragon. I'll plant it, do a time lapse. 20 years later, great big tree. Turns out it's not true. But you say, no, it does. It's the scales from a dragon. And when we show you the seed growing into a tree, you say, that doesn't count because that's not a scale from a dragon. Gleam, ignore the fool. Mandelbrot Ursera gave him 6 evidences which he pretended didn't exist. Is a waste of time, a fantasist. Yes, I know he is. Please don't delete messages. Let people see the messages, because people learn from the messages. They see globelings being incredibly zealous. Behave with a lot of zeal, like zealots, regarding their faith, the globe. So when Mandelbrot says, Globebusters prove the rotation of the Earth and the curvature. It's like this. Look, Mandelbrot, you might not know this, but your God, Albert Einstein, said he did not believe there was any observable way of proving the Earth was spherical and rotating. Okay, your God. Not long earlier, before that, he was doing that to try and bury the news about experiments that had proven the ether. Okay, but if Globebusters had proven the rotation of the Earth and its curvature, then they would be lauded by NASA and the astrophysicists for their results. Really simple. If they had shown that the Earth was rotating They would be in the cover of all the newspapers. Flat earthers, stumped by their finding that the earth is rotating and curvature, finally the proof Einstein believed couldn't be arrived at. Mandelbrot said. Did you keep up with that? Okay. Jordan, I thought I asked you for a single proof. The Templar, flat earth doesn't prove the Bible or vice versa. Only observational repeatable evidence. That's right. Now get this, Bible believers. There isn't any observational repeatable evidence of any of the stuff in the Bible. That's right. In fact, there's no mention of the pyramids in Egypt. There's mention of the indestructible pyramids in Palestine, which must have been destroyed. That's a bummer, isn't it? In the Bible, it talks about the indestructible pyramids in Palestine, which must have been destroyed because they're not there now. And they didn't mean Palestine's encroached over to Cairo and they meant, no. Right, so I'm still waiting for somebody with a coherent explanation of why they think the Jesus story is true, and by extension, the Satan story. Because you see how it goes hand in hand? The Satan story came to you from the Jesus story. Frank, you know, Jesus didn't say in the last days people will be asking, when is he coming? Jesus did not say that because Jesus didn't exist, so he can't have said it. Jordan, I'll give you one more go, okay? Write your best evidence that the earth is a sphere, because we proving that trees do not grow from the scales of dragons, which would be your position, a fallacy, something not true, and we prove that it's not true. You say it doesn't count. So give us some other proof. What's your evidence that the earth is a sphere? And if you don't write it in the next comment that I see from you, you're going to have to get a sock account because I'm going to ban you. Mozart Alice missed. The Jews wrote Bible and Quran for business. No, the Romans wrote the Torah, the New Testament, and the Quran. The Romans wrote them, not the Jews. I'm waiting for an answer from Jordan. Poncho, why they use his name in all the movies? Whose name? I'm looking. No. Chief Cornerstone doesn't count, Jason Rogers. Because if it's just Chief Cornerstone, there's a portion where it's talking about the pyramids. It says where they are. The places don't exist anymore because it's old names. And they're in Palestine and Jordan. And 7, and they're described in various different ways, but they're mainly described as indestructible. Jordan, glove denial is irrelevant. Okay, you're sounding like a robot, Jordan. So, goodbye. So again, anybody who thinks that the Jesus story is true, you should have the capability of doing this, saying to yourself, right, so the Jesus story was told to me and I was made to believe it because it was told to me in convincing ways. Okay. But could it be actually false? And could the people who told it to me have believed that it was true and that's why they were so convincing, or have had ulterior motives? Is it possible for me to look at this question critically and arrive at a good logical answer that has evidence, like real evidence, like real manuscripts or real diktats by ancient emperors and things like that? Or in fact, can you detect the type of language that's used? Yeah, bye, Jordan. No, Dutch Interceptor. Okay, right. Jews are supposed to be chosen ones from God. Why do they do such a bad reputation like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds? Right. If you go to Israel and you see how the vast majority of Jews in Israel are slaves to the Israeli government, you'll start seeing differently. You really will. You go, wait a minute, how much do you have to pay for your water? Really, like, how much does your government make you pay for your drinking water? So just for that, you must work every day. Never mind food and the rest of your bills. Just for the water, you have to work. Okay. What about everything else? Do you get a choice to join the IDF? And are you applauded for joining the IDF? No, you don't get a choice. If you don't join the IDF, you're blacklisted for life by the Israeli government. No loans, no mortgages, no legal employment. Blacklisted for life if you refuse to do the military service. But there are Jews, young Jews, mainly from middle-class families, who are refusing the military service. So the parents, despairing, like, dude, you never get married, you never have your house. So the parents are going to the government saying, you have to change this situation. And you know what? You could have a professional army like the Americans and the Brits and the French. You could have a professional army. So, anyway, the Jews are supposed to be chosen ones from God. No, this is a story. So how do you write a story that's going to guarantee that you can manipulate different pieces if you're the ones doing the manipulation? You say, right, okay, everybody with blonde hair, you're all the best. Everybody with brown hair, you're secretly all the best. Those of you with ginger hair, you're the best, but they think that they are. That's it. That's what it is. So what do the Christians think? They think that they're the best. What do the Jews think? They think that they're the best. What do the Muslims think? They think that they're the best. The three different, there you go, three Judeo-Christian faiths. The Judeo-Christian Muslim, because they never say the last bit, because Islam is a Judeo-Christian faith, in case people didn't know. Okay? Judeo-Christian Muslim faith. Oh, three with the same story, the same everything, by the same people. I'm still waiting for somebody to give some kind of coherent explanation as to why they think that the Jesus story is real, is true. Not a belief. The question, listen carefully to the question, why do you think it's real? Rocklover makes a good point. And it's about time that Jews started saying this themselves, Rocklover, because there was something recently in the British news about it. Okay, Zionists are not synonymous with Jews. Jews used as human shields by Zionists. Research the Heavens Agreement. Nazis and Zionists imprisoned Jews who refused to go to Palestine. The whole Second World War was to create the same division that religion has created, but create that division in a more consistent way, the way religion has done, outside of religion, because they could see that there was already a quelling of religion back then. There's only little areas where there was real problems, like in the Yugoslavia and Ireland, small places where big problems from religion. Everywhere else, it doesn't really matter who you pray. So how do you make big conflict? War, that's going to be, well, there's conflict, big war, and a new country in a region where it's almost guaranteed to be war almost continuously, and pockets of these people that are just going to cause problems whenever anybody points them out. Great move, Vatican. Brilliant move. Who are you going to use to do this? Hitler. All right. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, is this a picture of the Pope shaking Hitler's hand? Not shaking his hand, you know what I mean. And oh, picture of the Pope with Franco. Oh, picture of the Pope with Mussolini. Interesting. Very discerning Pope. Anyway, I'm still waiting. Antonio, right, somebody wrote something that sounded like, where is it? Antonio, if you're wrong about flat Earth, would you feel bad about convincing others to believe in misinformation? So this is a very clever question. If you are wrong about flat Earth, well, this is how it goes. If I was wrong about flat Earth, then it would turn out like this. I was wrong about flat Earth, and I went to my grave thinking that the Earth was flat. I wouldn't feel bad because I passed away. I thought, oh, now I see it's a ball. But if I was wrong and then I learned, like, oh my God, I made a really sophisticated gyro and it does show apparent drift, dude, then I would inform everyone. Okay, Joe Bud. Now my question to you, and you have to answer this or I ban you. If you're wrong about the globe, will you feel bad about misinforming people about the globe? So, Joe Bud, your next comment has to be about that. And I will just ban you if your next comment is not about that. Or if you don't respond at all, I will go back through the chat and ban you. That's right, because I've seen what some of you globelings do. When you get addressed, like, you just stay quiet and then you don't get... Oh, so of course you would. Yes, Antonio, you would feel bad if you learned that the Earth was flat and that you'd be misinforming people about it being a globe. Okay, well, Joe Bud, I am actually making a really sophisticated Leon Foucault style, so really sensitive gyroscope. It's really the gimbal set that's difficult to arrive at. When I show you that, not showing apparent drift and fully capable of showing it, you will have to accept that the Earth is not rotating, Joe Bud. You'll have to accept at least that. And if the Earth is not rotating, but the rest of the theory works by virtue of it rotating, then you have to drop the whole thing. You can't say, well, it's just a lot bigger, rotating at a much slower rate, linear rate. No, you'll have to drop the whole thing. Somebody says here, and I'm going to pick at this just because I thought it would be funny to pick at. Without glasses, without ears, glasses wouldn't work. You know, the monocle works without ears, don't you? What's stopping people from having 2 monocles? I bet you're now thinking, damn it, I'm going to use that. Okay, Joe Bud writes, no, Antonio, there could be many reasons why gyro doesn't work. No, there can't be. There can only be one reason why the gyro doesn't work. The bearings are too tight. Only one reason. The bearings are too tight. If the bearings are not too tight, then there isn't another reason. Joe Bud, really, if you think that there is, please stipulate it. What the other reason could be why the gyroscope does not display apparent drift, which is not the same as drift. Drift, it could drift this way because of manufacturing errors. It could drift to the left or to the right. But if it's not drifting, apparent drift would be it's apparent drifting, but really it's the Earth moving. Okay, so Angel Fire 451, you know that the Romans already had the Mithraic faith. You know this. What did they base Mithra on? They didn't base it on Jesus because Jesus came later. So what did they base Mithras on? Because you write, I don't think the Romans could have just dreamt up the Christian story without there being something behind it, just like the globe without there being plausibility, etc. Okay, so what do you think was the reason behind Mithra or Mithras? No. Joe Bud, you can't say that. There could be reasons we don't understand. It's not that impressive as evidence. It is. You see, if you show an absolutely sensitive gyroscope not showing apparent drift, then you have to go through history and look at Foucault's work and extinguish it and make corrections. Actually, he did not detect Earth's motion, Earth's rotation. Sorry, guys. Sorry that we misinformed you. He did not detect Earth's motion. So that would be if there were other reasons that we don't understand. If that was the case, you'd have to go back and say, actually, no, Foucault was wrong. That's quite significant. Joe Bud, which government do you believe will expose the conspiracy first? China, India, Japan? I don't think any government will disclose the conspiracy. I don't think there's a single government that will expose the conspiracy, but you're giving a lot of power to government. You know, government doesn't actually control every aspect of your life, despite what people think and what people say, and conspiracy theorists control every aspect of your life. They didn't control when I lit my cigarette. They didn't control what I'm wearing. They didn't control the way I think. They might control lots of aspects, but not every single aspect of your life. Okay, Angel Fire, that's a good one. Population control of the mind. I believe if you stop using the words or even thinking the words I believe, you start using the words I think, and your brain will start doing that a lot more. Will start synthesizing a lot more. I believe that the Christian societies suppressed were astrological based, like the Albigensians in France. It's like, yes, could well be. Could well be. Are there really good cults in the world? Sure. Antonio, if it's true, it should come out. People will eventually talk. It's not some little issue. That's right. Joe Bud, look, you're engaging right now with a flat earth on a flat earth channel with, let's see how many people watching. 122 people watching this channel that only has 1,000, couple of hundred subscribers. This video is going to be watched by 1,000 people in the next week or so. That's 1,000 different people who are not watching right now are going to watch this video. You're right. If it's true, it should come out. Question mark. People will eventually talk. It's not some little issue. You're engaged in that talk right now. If it's true, it should come out. If it's true, it has come out. This is one of the things. Truth kind of always comes out, always gets discovered. Sooner or later, truth about whatever subject is discovered sooner or later. And it's being discovered right now about the shape of the earth. And it's really simple. And when you see it, you go, oh, wow. How did the Copernicus and those guys, how did they get it so wrong? And then when you look at the details, they say this is a theory. This is a theory. This is a theory on how to create a model for looking at the heavens. The Babylonians had a cylindrical model. They had two, actually. They had a planisphere for their skies, the totality of their skies in their kingdom, which was pretty big, or their empire. Wherever they were, all of the horizon. And these are the guys who made the protractor, by the way. Okay, all the horizon, 360 degrees, 180 degrees. Okay, all of that. Okay, how does that work? So they had the planisphere of how the stars rise and fall throughout the year. But altogether, to look at it for the future, they had it predicted over a cylinder, because that helped them to say, look, when I'm north, I'm seeing different to when I'm south of the empire. And they go from side to side, and they make like we're in a tunnel. So they modeled a cylinder and a planisphere, but they knew it was a model. They knew that that's all it was. The Romans knew that's all it was. They couldn't have made the aqueducts if they thought that the earth was spherical. They wouldn't have been able to arrive at mathematics that would help them make them. And they did make them. So Joe Bud writes, which is interesting. None of the flat earthers ever predict a collapse of the huge conspiracy involving many thousands of people in government and companies around the world. They just predict growth in movement. Right. Growth in movement. No, growth in awareness. That's not the same. Look at the difference between growth in awareness and growth in movement. There's a difference, see? There's the movement, it entails awareness, although there are people that could go along with it and not really know what they're doing. But you can have awareness without movement, like just single people finding out in isolated ways without YouTube. And with YouTube, with books, with discussions. So growth of awareness. Sorry, the thing keeps scrolling up. It's been a long time. How many years? 60, 70 years since Kennedy was assassinated. There's still no collapse of the conspiracy about Kennedy's assassination. Why do you think it's been 1,500 years at least since the concoction of the Jesus myth? There's still no collapse of that. Why do you think that there would have to be some governmental agency engaging in a collapse of the conspiracy? It's not going to happen. People are just going to know. Frank, you know, I'm a flat earther that rolls with Jesus and makes no apologies. That's totally fine. This is the thing. Some people don't get this. Some people think that whenever I have a discussion like this, I'm saying, so stop it. No. I happen to think The Lord of the Rings is a really cool story, and I think Iluvatar is a better god than Jawi. Okay? I don't think it's a real thing, you know, but I'm just saying. And it doesn't matter to me. But when people think this is a thing, The Lord of the Rings doesn't make anyone think, hold on a minute, you're not a follower of Iluvatar. You must be an Uruk-hai. But that's what the Jesus myth guys do. They say, oh, you're not a follower of Jesus. You're a demon. There's a demon inside you. That's why. Joe Bud, Antonio, so no CGI creator, no family of an astronaut, no official in the Chinese space program. We'll talk soon. We'll talk soon. Doesn't matter if they did. You see, it's not just a case of will they talk soon. It would be, would they talk soon, and would they have the media publicizing the talk? It's a whole series of engagements that have to take place that can be stopped at any number of ways. In any number of places, it can be stopped. So people can talk all they want, and we do. But the authorities are not going to stand and say, look, guys, our authority is illegitimate. They're not going to do that, because when they do that, if they did that, next thing you know, things are on fire. And I don't say that because of Notre Dame. That's just what happens. Looting, rape, murder, things on fire. And then the most cunning and vicious make their way to the top. And then it all starts again, only with the most cunning and vicious at the top, instead of the most strategically cunning, which does not immediately mean vicious. So, no, it's a cycle. And it's just part of the whole thing. You know what was being said earlier about the dualistic nature of reality? It is right. So in lots of ways, it's just not in every single sense. I saw an interesting comment a second ago. The comments just keep scrolling. Leah Templar writes, I'm glad Antonio bailed on the Globebusters crew. I used to follow until you got in with that gang. Oh, thanks. Sorry, I was gonna try and say this. Wait a minute. When I got in with that gang, you stopped following Globebusters, and now that I've left, nah. But it wasn't really gonna work, so I gave up. I appreciate that, Leah Templar. Yes. Oh, okay. So I'm going to give you a wrench anyway, just because you said that. Mark of Melbourne, you too. You can have a wrench. A whole bunch of people. I just give wrenches out, and I monitor when people block other people and stuff like that. Don't block people without a good reason. And let people. It's better that people see the comments that Globelings are writing, or even non-Globelings, even brainwashed flat earthers. It's better for people to see them, because then it's, you know, everything becomes a lot more transparent. Joe Bud writes, interesting. I hope you don't mind. I'm looking at this. JFK was a one-off event involving a small group of people. Flat Earth is ongoing, involves an incredible amount of people, and has no binding motive. It does have a binding motive. The binding motive is this: if we're being taught lies, and those lies branch off into other lies, like vaccinations, like smoking, like paying your taxes, like a whole group of other lies, like cancer treatments, like things that actually kill people, okay, including religions. All of that founded on an initial lie taught at a very young age. When we taught about Jesus or the chosen religion of your country, we're also taught about the ball earth. Fundamentally, we're not taught about war. We're not taught about the Nazis and the Vatican and the Boxer War or the Boer Wars. And we're not taught about that. We're taught first these little seed faiths, globe and Jesus or chosen religion. Just there you go, boom, there. If you believe that, then you're going to believe vaccines are good for you, because the guys that say globe and Jesus say vaccines. And these other things, a whole range of other things. And then sometimes you'll have somebody stepping out of line and saying, actually, vaccine's not good. But wait, aren't you a priest? Yes, and vaccine's not good. Oh, there must be something good about the priesthood. There you go. Brilliant strategy. Jay Savoy, do you think people can be possessed by demons or evil spirits? No. I think people can be convinced that they are possessed by demons or evil spirits. They can be convinced of it. And when they're convinced of it, to them, it's indistinguishable from it actually really taking place. I mean, and I mean that absolutely sincerely. There have been studies done. My mother's a psychologist. So, and there's somebody in the chat, Orphan Red, who knows about this too. You can induce a UFO experience, a religious epiphany, or a satanic epiphany, hell, nightmare. You can have those things induced electromagnetically in the lab. So alien abduction or alien experience, God presence or devil presence induced. They're not real. It's not real. It's not like there were real demons hovering around that lab, and when they switched on the thing, they thought, aha, perfect opportunity, or ooh, that's the vehicle we needed to get into that mind, and now there they are in that mind and possessing that. That's not what was happening. It really was modulated to create that experience in the real world. These things really can be created. Doesn't mean that they're really true, that that's really what happened. The person experienced it, but they didn't really take place. It didn't really happen. Macabre Malefica, or Malefica. Is it Macabre Malefica? Is it possible to prove the Earth is flat with monkeys and jet-powered rocket packs? I don't think so. I think it's possible to prove that the Earth is flat with personal experience and a bit of understanding. Just looking at the horizon, going, hey a minute, it looks straight to me, it's flat. No, that doesn't count, because right next to you, there's somebody else going, wait a minute, it looks curved. To me, it's curved. So, no. But, like, wait a second, the globe says a whole list of things. Let's go through them and see which one actually corresponds. Go, says a gyroscope would show apparent drift. It doesn't. Okay, cross that one out. Says curvature is this much. Okay, let's go somewhere where curvature will be uniform. No good doing it over hills and valleys. Okay, so ocean or really flat desert like Salar de Uyuni. Well, it's not curved here, but Salar de Uyuni, it could be that it's curved, but at the Salar de Uyuni, it's just strangely very straight flat. Okay. Could be artificially flat. Aliens made it flat. Okay, so water. Aliens can't have made water flat, right? Right. So let's look at water. It doesn't work there either. So where is it? It's nowhere. Oh, okay. Well, then what else does the globe says? It says these things about the sun and the moon. Say, okay, let's look very attentively. I'm looking at my gnomon, looking at my watch, got everything aligned properly. It's a few minutes late. It's interesting. It's a few minutes late. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Oh gosh, it's gone long again. Oh, and it's gone short again. Huh? Well, that's interesting. It's like the globe. It's just like a pretty close guess, but not actually spot on. Can cameras on tripods prove that the ground isn't moving? Yeah, I would say so. Do you know how? A camera filming a plumb line. Just filming a plumb line. And I think, oh, that's a bit stupid. That's like pouring water onto a ball and having the water fall off as they say, it didn't cling to the ball, which is stupid. No, a plumb line in the north, a plumb line next to a natural vertical building, wall, plumb line facing south to the south if you're in the north. Here's a south-facing wall, plumb line, long plumb line. If it remains the same distance from the wall, like it's in a callejón, it's in a street with no breeze. If it doesn't lean south a bit because of the centrifugal force, or even towards the center of mass of the globe Earth, then it's not a globe Earth with a center of mass that's offset. So that theory is wrong. And there's no centrifugal force really, and that's wrong too. But you can do math and say, and therefore the centrifugal force would be negligible. There you go. See, we factored that in. Centrifugal force, x times 20. Centripetal force, minus x times 20. Oh, okay. See, negligible. It's absurd, people, some of the silliness. Flat Earth Day, data. How are you? Mozza Alice missed. Flat Earthers are more and more stupid idiots. Great. I'm going to play a video, guys. Just give me a second. You're going to like this video. Alice Mozza, Mitz, whatever your name is. You're going to like this video. I'll play this just for you. Give me a second. Here it is. Let me cue it at the right place here. Okay, I have the video. It's just for you. What's your name? Let me see what the name was again. There's something German sounding or German mocking sounding. I don't know. Right. Let me screen share for you. Globe Believer. All the Globe Believers right now, this video is for you. This is of one of your comrades. Okay? One of your collectivist acting people, you know, those people that are working for the same aims as you to quash the flat earth movement, so-called, or flat earth awareness, or they're spreading a truth, including the truth being as simple as, you know, the globe's not true, right? This is one of you guys. I'm going to play it with audio.
Open this up. So, here's my filthy room. My horribly filthy room.
Oh, if only, I'm going to do this again. I did it earlier. If only somebody would just grab some of those dirty clothes and like put them in like in a laundry basket, and there would be a bit more space to see, and maybe clothes from that desk, and maybe just take those things off that desk and like wipe the top and clean up. If only somebody would do that. Like, that's a genius move, huh? Or that's a totally simple, straightforward, fool's play idea. It's like there's no thinking there. Dead easy. You just like bend down, grab the dirty thing, put it in the basket. Bend down, grab the next dirty thing, put it in the basket. Like, dirty room.
So anyway, here's my bathroom.
Here's my bathroom. Like, oh, glad you said that. That's very funny because it's a bathroom.
So that's the grand tour. Women don't like me no more.
That's right. This is one of you guys. He's a globling. He has a globe behind him. He's not a globling because he has a globe. I have globes too, but I'm not a globling. This guy is a globling. He's called Sean Hawkins. That's right. Now enjoy the next section of spitting over your shoulder. Enjoy.
Because I've not seen it. I've been a Christian I will bet you seven of nine sure as fuck was. Women don't like me no more. Sorry. 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 Women don't like me no more. Just letting you know.
It reminds me of Owen Benjamin with all that drinking.
It's a good beer.
That's right. That's one of your fellow globelings. Yes. One of your team, that is. Flat Earthers getting more and more stupid. I was one of your team. Let me see, make sure that the stream's going out properly. Yes. What the heck? Give me a second. Yeah, it is good. So what else you got to say, Globlings? Blinding you with science says, and this is proof of flat Earth how? I'm sorry, did somebody tell you that that was proof of flat Earth? Blinding you with science. Can you please highlight who it was that said that this was proof of flat Earth? Just mention whoever it was that said that. Blinding you with science. Just go ahead. Just take your time. The white rice. Flat Earth can be observed. Faith in God is something not seen in neighbor. Not seen my neighbor. Okay, sorry. Flat world logic, right? Sewer scum. Okay. Flat world logic. I'm waiting for blinding you with science to reply. I will play a video by a guy called, a Scottish guy called Jed Skeptic Media, mocking another globling. And Jed Skeptic Media is a globling, and he mocks another globling. Right, there's dissent in your gang too, isn't there? Blinding you with science. It's taking you a long time to single out whoever it was that told you that that would be proof of flat Earth. Or is your thinking kind of retarded and that was like the first thing that came to your mind? That's a globing. How does that prove flat earther? The Templar, yes, alcoholic. But that doesn't actually excuse the filth, because I've known alcoholics who were very tidy. Blinding you with science. And Antonio Subiras, show us a video of you drinking your own piss whilst you were telling Patrick how tasty it is. You mean when I was drinking diluted orange juice? Huh? Blinding you with science. But that didn't tell me who it was that suggested to you that would be flat earth proof, or proof of the flat earth in any way. So bye. You'll have to come back with a different channel, because I've just banned you for life for being a retard. Len Mooring. A person standing at the equator on the globe model should be lighter in weight than when standing closer to the poles. That's right. Not only should it be lighter in weight, it should also be fractionally taller. Right, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I need the toilet, and I'm going to make myself a drink. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a video that was passed by Dan Falkenbach. I'm going to play it all the way through. It's an Eric Dubay video, and pretty sure Eric won't issue a copyright strike. Give me a second. It's about Owen Benjamin. I was going to play I was going to call this video this hangout. I was going to call this hangout. This is how narcissists rewrite history, or maybe narcissists rewrite history. That's what I was going to call it, because you're going to see a little bit of a narcissist. Not all narcissists are absolutely evil and malevolent narcissists, but all narcissists do have certain characteristics that if they don't have, they are not a narcissist. Okay, there are certain traits that you must have to be actually classed as a narcissist. And don't get too fixated on the idea of a narcissist being somebody that has an organic condition, a condition that's derived from an organic neurological setup or deformation of some type. No, that's one type of narcissist, not actually narcissist. That's a psychopath. And the term psychopath, you see a little bit of shuffling of the cards with the globe and different ideas. Oh yeah, we're then going to discuss the planet where it rains diamonds. Shuffling of terms, you know, this word used to mean that. Do you know what the astronomy departments were first called? What the study of astronomy was originally called? You won't believe it, and I'm the one that's going to tell you, because like other things, sometimes I'm the only one that says these things. The original name for the Astronomical Society, it was the Lunacy Society. Lunacy. That's right. Why? Because we're looking at the stars and the moon. But they changed it because lunacy started being involved in the term it associated with mental health problems, and it was changed to astronomy. They couldn't call it astrology because that already existed. So, right, give me a second. I'm trying to open this window. So, shuffling off the cards with meanings. Okay, psychopath, narcissist, sociopath, shuffle around. This meaning that goes with this word, now let's leave the meaning there, but change the word over here and put the word that was over here, put it here with that other meaning, and there you go. We've shuffled things because it's a bit of a flim-flam, okay? You have narcissists that are benevolent narcissists. You have narcissists that are malevolent narcissists. And within both camps, there's a range, different types, different subcategories. What we're going to see is we're going to see a narcissist, Owen Benjamin, displaying his narcissism, okay? For some reason, the video's not playing. Give me a second. This happened earlier, by the way. Before starting this Hangout, I was going to join Dan Falkenbach on his Hangout. Google wasn't playing. It just wasn't playing along. It's like, nope, not doing that. So it's now not, never mind. I'll do something different. I'll show it in a different way. Sherlock's Apprentice saying something. Still learning how to use chat. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read this because Jason Rogers is just a dude. At Mandelbrot set, you're so full of it. The old quote. The old gyroscopes have a cleaver method, etc., etc. End quotes. Listen up, dude. I work on ring laser gyroscope. Sorry, no, I'm not going to do that. I work on LRG and mech gyros for a living. You are a liar and a fraud. That's right. Jason Rogers is a pilot with 10 years flight experience, maybe recent or maybe in the past, doesn't matter, but I'm pretty sure that he's a pilot. I'm pretty sure he's a pilot. I was meant to say. If it was in the past, I'm pretty sure that he's keeping up his mandatory so that he can still fly if he wants. And he works with the navigation equipment in planes. Anyway, right, give me a second while I pull up this Eric Dubay. Even though I completely disagree with his veganism and his Hitler stuff, and I've told him, not in person because I've never spoken with him, at least I don't remember. I don't think I have, but his whole Hitler stuff is like, dude, you're wrong. Yeah, history is a crock of nonsense. Yes, we've been lied to about all kinds of stuff, but thinking that Hitler was a good guy because that's what you've heard? No, he wasn't. If he was, he wouldn't have lent his Air Force to General Franco. Damn it, where is this video? I'm looking through my history and it's kind of disappeared. Aha, got it. It hadn't disappeared at all. Give me a second. I'm going to play this with audio. Okay. And I'm going to go make a coffee. Who cares? Not screen accurate or so meh. Who is paying for Pat? Oh, right. Wait. Where was that gone? Who's paying? Oh, the chat just jumps. Who? Well, I'll kind of paraphrase as best I can. Who's paying for Pat and Mark's trip to New Zealand? Part of me says, who cares? Who cares what our guys are doing? Another part of me saying, like, really, actually, who cares? Let's say it was organizers of some event. Okay. Let's say it was their agency. It's not like it's going to... There's never going to be a point where Mark says, look, okay, I know that this is really a dude, a tranny, and Patrick's going to say, yes, I am, time to own up. We work for this agency and we're just here to kind of slow things down and obfuscate a little bit. That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Adrian Martano, almost 2 hours to catch up. Yeah, dude. Actually, yeah, almost 2 hours. Poncho, dude, you need to listen to me instead of Pete Shea. You know, the guy that went to visit you, not the guy that didn't go to visit you. Okay? All the stuff about the tranny stuff that Pete Shea is telling you, he's effing with your mind. Right, now I'm gonna and I've told you that before, dude. That guy is, what would an agent look like? Well, think of what Pete Shea has done and said, and ask yourself, what would an agent do and say? Remember the dodo? Right, so I'm gonna, and anybody who doesn't know this silliness, you'll be like, what the heck is that? You'll think, well, what kind of crazy crap it was? Yeah, that's exactly what it was and what it was for. So I'm going to play this video. This is by Eric Dubay. I'm pretty sure he's not going to issue a copyright strike, even though I don't agree with his Hitler stuff or his veganism stuff. If veganism suits you, great for you. I'm not saying this to him. I'm saying this to any vegan. If veganism suits you, great for you. It absolutely did not suit me. It absolutely did not suit Andy and his wife. It does not suit the majority of the people. But it suits some. Great. That's it. We are not all the same being. Some people eat bread and get irritable bowel syndrome. Other people don't get irritable bowel syndrome from bread. They get it from milk. We're not all the same being. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to play this. Go and make a coffee. I'll be back. And I'm playing this all the way through. It's worth watching all the way through. Because this is why I was going to call this. This actually, what I was going to call it was, and the narcissist rewrites history. That's what I wanted to call it. And the narcissist rewrites history.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to him. Eric, let's maybe Monday if you want to stream in, because he's in Asia somewhere. The Earth is flat. Hello, my name is Eric Dubay. I live in the Asia. The Earth is flat. Pretty funny. Not taking a shot at you, Eric. I'm just being funny. Banned for life. I don't give a fuck how many people like you. How am I not a truther? What does that mean? I don't seek the truth? Eric Dubay, explain yourself or you're banned for life. What does a truther mean? I'm definitely always going for truth, my friend. Because if you say I'm not a truther, that has a very passive-aggressive element to it, Eric. Want to get banned for life? I'll ban anybody. I don't give a fuck how many people love you. I'll tell you Monday. Okay, fine. We'll do it. We'll do it Monday. Dubé still here? Dubé? Where's Dubé? Because Dubé was saying I wasn't a truther, which makes me want to ban him for life. But, you know, I really want to talk to him. People seem to really enjoy it. You can't ban the banner. Truth always, always truth. Always truth. Dubé is mice. No, I like Dubé. I don't know anything about Dubé, but I like the name. Eric Dubé. It sounds nice. And I like that he hangs out. You know? I like that he's part of the community. I just don't like that he implied that I wasn't a truther. I don't know. Sounds a little cunty. Maybe a little Eric Dugay. Yeah, truth is more important than friendships. One more and you're banned for life. Do you think I don't know that? Do you think I don't know truth is important, you stupid cunt? Eric, I want to be your buddy here. I want to be your buddy. You don't think that I've lost friends because I seek truth over allies? Eric, I'm trying here. You live in Thailand. It's already a little suspect. And I got Eric Dugay telling me that I don't seek truth over friendship. I was friends with some of the biggest movie stars in the whole world where they'd be like, oh, and come to our party. We're having a rave. And now they don't because I gave up CAA and all of it because I stood up for children and trans bullshit. Eric Dugay, you want to talk to me about fucking flat earth, motherfucker? You better have some little bit of respect. You're banned for life. One more and you're banned for life. One more and you're banned for life. And then you don't get to come on my stream, motherfucker. It's not because I'm scared of the earth being flat. It's because you're being a cunt. One more, Eric.
Let me just add. I don't think so. I think it's because Owen Benjamin was afraid, having said that he's a genius with a very high IQ, of being made to look stupid by somebody who knows a couple of things that he doesn't. That's what I think personally.
One more and you're out. Because you can get high and mighty when you're in this category. When you're like a flat earther, and I understand you get a lot of shit. But when you're in that community and you're like, obviously he doesn't know the truth. You want to know what you sound like? A 15th century pope is what you sound like. You don't think I know that shit? You don't think I was raised Catholic, motherfucker? One more comment, Eric, and you're banned for fucking life.
Talking of pontiffs and saying, if you carry on, you'll be excommunicated. It's a bit, there's like it's almost like hypocritical, kind of. It's not really, it's ironic. That's right.
I'm looking.
With his drinking, reminds me of Sean Hawkins.
One more, Eric. One more saying, oh, you friendship over truth.
One more saying Jesus wasn't real. Oh.
You're banned for life. One more. I'm watching. Hang on. I just saw an Eric. Was that the right Eric? Nothing.
I'm going to play it at double speed. I've never played it at double speed. Let's see what it sounds like. Owen Benjamin.
That's right, motherfucker. Nothing on. Yeah, you sit the fuck down. You don't ever say that shit to me again. Friendship over truth.
No, that's a bit too fast. Sorry, guys.
I'm banning you as soon as you speak again. I'm fucking done with your shit. Hang on, someone just said Owen cult members. Eric teaches truth. Yeah. Eric sounds like a fucking cult leader. Eric's done. One more Peabody that is an apology, and you're out. And that's the straight up fucking truth. I don't trust people who live in Thailand.
I don't trust people who live in Thailand. How's that for open-minded? Ugh.
You could give a flying fuck about your little flat earth bullshit? Owen likes friendship over truth. I live alone in a fucking compound, bro. You stupid cunt. I'm drawn on this.
He doesn't. He lives sometimes works with his brother. He has neighbors and he lives with his family. That's like the opposite of alone.
The Hollywood Improv. They drew me in a mural. The things I've given up for truth, would make your fucking head spin. What did you give up for truth, Eric? You probably get more from this flat earth shit than you ever gave up. Am I right or wrong? You come at the king, you best not miss, you little bitch. Eric Dubé, more like Eric Dugay. What brought you to Thailand, huh? I'll dig into your fucking life. Is Eric commented? Is Eric commented? Haven't seen the comment?
I just want to say this for Thailand, okay? I know people who go to Thailand every single year who are female. They don't go there to sleep with ladyboys. They go to Thailand because they love the pace, they like the food, they just generally enjoy the shanty life, the sababa, everything okay life. But they go they work the rest of the year in Britain and elsewhere, but they go to every year, Thailand.
Of course, he never fucking super chats.
Oh, that was so telling. Of course, he never super chats. Like, For those of you who don't know, okay, when he says he doesn't super chat, he means he doesn't give me donations. That's what he means. He just writes comments in the comment chat, like all of you guys can write comments in the comment chat, because my super chat's not active because I think it's just to make money for YouTube more than we already do for YouTube. Because when people make super chat donations, YouTube takes a big chunk. That's Google, those guys, to make more money for them through using super chat. Because you might make some, which is what Owen Benjamin does, by the way. For him to say, of course, he never gives me money, he might as well have said that. Of course, he never gives me money. Because that's what he just said. Of course, he never super chats. Now, he's saying, because he doesn't super chat, his comments are not highlighted. But he's also saying, because he never makes super chat comments, which are highlighted, I don't get any money from his comments. Wow.
Friendship over truth, Dubé. Yeah, Eric's hiding now. He's about to get banned, motherfucker. Here's the thing about that motherfucker. I'll tell you about some. Here's the downfall of the flat earth community. I'll tell you guys straight up. They get a little too high and mighty. They get a little too high and mighty about how they know something no one else knows.
Says Mister, if you don't believe in Jesus, you're burning in hell forever. That's not high and mighty.
Persecuted. It's very Jewy. And I've been a friend to these people by saying, like, I get that it must be hard, all that stuff, and there is some good arguments. But don't you for a fucking second, Eric. Your name is Eric. Eric.
That guy's name's Owen. This is like it's no position really to be mocking names.
Eric backwards is sire.
Owen backwards is Neo. Ooh.
Yeah, they get a little cocky. They do get it's very Jewy. The flat earthers are almost like a form of Jews. Owen's not a truther. Because I don't believe in your fucking bullshit. You start a cult, I'll firebomb it. Did Dubé get banned? No, Dubé's not banned. But I wanted Dubé to know that this is not his cult. It's my cult. These are my people. My tribe.
This is my cult, my people, my tribe. I go, okay. This is what happens when people drink alcohol. They speak a little bit too much truth. In vino veritas est. In wine, there's truth.
Tell me that I'm not pursuing truth. You're about to get the fuck out. Now, if Flat Earth Buddy thinks that wasn't the real Dubé, the real Eric Dubé, he says that isn't his style, worth confirming or disproving. Assuming he's such an asshole, it would be a good debate. I'm going to have him on no matter what. I'm excited to have on Eric Dubé. I was just trying to, impose a little dominance. I'm excited to meet Eric Dubé. I really am.
By the way, one of the things Owen Benjamin does is he talks about alpha, beta, that Greek alphanumerical way of classifying humans by character traits. What he just said was, I was trying to impose dominance. That's a beta male move. An alpha male doesn't try. He's just such a dumbass.
Hey, it's Monday and I'm ready to flat chat, says Eric Dubé. Well, we will. a little update on my flat chat, and it will be a chat right now because I don't have enough ammo to fully debate and give it enough. One of my close friends is a nuclear physicist who got his PhD from Caltech. He's IQ 200, also a functioning retard. Good guy. I've been friends with him for years and years and years.
Right. Let me just say, particle theory. It's a theory, you know, the idea of atoms or those molecules being round balls linked to each other with. You've seen the Big Bang Theory. You've seen those structures that are, you know, the structure of the DNA. That spherical molecule structure. That's a theory. That's right. They've never isolated an actual circular molecule and been able to actually see a circular molecule ever. Not with a radio microscope. Never. It's a theory and it's wrong.
I'm like, dude, I need ammo about the Earth being a sphere. And he was laughing. He was like, one of my colleagues said that you're calling everyone who doesn't think we went to the moon a retard. He's like, no one's even upset about the moon. It's the word retard. And he's like, I'm like, yeah, I find it funny. He's like, I also find it funny. Anyway, so I'm like, I need some ammo, smart science guy. And so he sent me a picture. He's like, of a girl in Antarctica, and it's like, hey, flat Earth people, why aren't I upside down? And he's like, it's a home run. I'm like, have you guys not heard the flat Earth arguments? It's as if they don't know the arguments. And there is a level of annoyance with some of the flat Earth arguments where it's like, what's gravity? Magnetism. You know, it's like, you can't prove gravity. Well, neither can you. Here we are at a standstill. But Antarctica being upside down, that's like the worst argument ever. So, you know, I'm still working on my side, and I've enlisted the help of literally some of the best scientists in the world, and they suffer the same hubris that I see a lot of people suffer from. Again, I still believe the Earth is a sphere. I'm just having a very hard time proving it, and I'm just being honest about my entire journey. And I'm fearless about it because I'm doing my due diligence. I'm not just like, you know, hear one fact about someone with a zoom lens seeing a ship, and I'm like, no way, it's flat. I'm doing my absolute due diligence, and I hope you enjoy the ride because this is fun. This is what human beings should do. We're curious animals. We like to question things. Eric DeBay says, Owen, why do you feel you have to prepare just to chat with me? I've taken off this morning specifically to talk with you, as you had mentioned Monday. Well, we didn't set it up, and we're talking about Michael Jackson, dude. Stay on topic. Everything isn't about you and your theories about the Earth, Eric. Just fucking stay on topic. Don't make the whole chat about Eric fucking Dubé in Thailand. I give you respect, dude. I want to know more before I talk to you, because this is all completely new for me. We never set up. I said maybe I'd talk to you on Monday. Maybe not. I almost didn't do the chat because I got kind of a cold because I was wearing fucking shoes last night. If you keep talking about the flat Earth during this, you are banned, dude. And that's one warning. One fucking warning. One more, and you're out, Dubé. You're out. And I'll have you on my stream. You can tell me all about the flat Earth, but do not fucking talk about that shit on here while we're talking about Michael Jackson's clone. Have some fucking respect. I respect your crazy ass theories, and I'm trying to treat you with respect. Treat me with respect, motherfucker, or you're banned for life. Who is your master? Who is your master? Dubé. More like Dubé. Here we go. Respect the chat, Dubé, or you're out. I don't give a fuck how many people like you. Talk about the flat Earth stuff. I'm not going to get into it again, but just one quick point. People were talking about the Coriolis effect. Coriolis effect is when a sniper shoots a bullet. It has to factor in the spin of the rotation of the Earth and how it affects the bullet. Okay, people are using that as proof that the Earth is round and spinning. They don't have to do that with a plane, though. So a bullet that's right here in this atmosphere, like with the most dense atmosphere, like we're all spinning. It's all the same. But when it's released from the gun.
Wait a second. Never mind planes. What about archery? Arrows fly a lot slower than bullets. I shoot archery. I love it. You don't have to factor in which way you're facing. If anything, you're going to factor in wind. That's it. But even then, you can't really factor it in because you might shoot, and then the second you lose the arrow, wind starts. You can't predict that.
The spin of the Earth underneath it, as it falls 9.82 meters per second squared, the spin of the Earth changes. Do you have to know what direction you're shooting? Is the spin going east-west? So not only is that not real, if you argue that and then you say a plane at 30,000 feet is unaffected by the spin of the Earth, and so if the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles, I'm not going to get into it, but once you see it, you're like, whoa. And it's a mind fuck, and I don't want to endlessly talk about it because people just and people know you're not stupid. Like it's obvious I'm not stupid. It's obvious I'm not doing that for attention or money or anything. In fact, it's extremely ostracizing, and you get a lot of verbal abuse online when you even question that the Earth is just falling endlessly through a vacuum, just spinning. But it doesn't add up at all. Someone said Dubé is ready. What's Flat Chat? I emailed him this morning. I now have a new show idea. I don't just. Dubé isn't like a special ops guy. It's like, Dubé's ready, dude. Let him in. Let him in. It's like, dude, he's not fucking Jackie Chan. I'm doing another thing. We'll talk about that another stream. Please, brother, give Eric Dubé a call. It was a mistake to even say that I should have him on. The fact that him and his people overtake every fucking chat. Everyone's like, Dubé is here. Oh, and Dubé's here. Yeah, now we're talking about the definition of words and the future of Jews. Another time I'll love to talk to Dubé. I emailed him this morning asking if he wanted to do this to discuss the shape of the Earth. So he sounds cool. I've never watched any of his videos. I listen to ODD sometimes, and he seems to like Dubé, but you must speak to Dubé. Dubé will fix everything. I don't give a fuck. And he seems like he gave me a compliment on Ursa Manor, which I really appreciate, Dubé. Thank you. But I'm not. This whole overtaking of the chat thing is. If anyone knows how I act at all.
Right. So when he said that he gave him a compliment about Ursa Manor, his compound he's called it Ursa Manor. Great. That was in an email. It means he read his email. That's funny.
Knows that's the opposite way to ever handle me. Ever. Don't ever force me to do anything, or I will literally burn everything to the ground. If someone's like, "Oh my God, this guy's here,"
That's a petulant child move. Don't make me do anything that I don't want, or I'll burn everything to the ground. Go and brush your teeth now.
Let him in. I'm like, well, now he's dead. I just killed him because you. It's like, oh, you're having a party? You have to let in Savanier. Savanier must be in this party. Oh my God, Savanier's outside. I'm like, well, we're playing beer pong. Savanier? Is Savanier here? And then someone go, oh my God, someone killed Savanier. And I'm just standing over Savanier. And I'm like, now Savanier never comes in. Go back to the game of beer pong. And I really did just kind of want to talk about Flat Earth. But Savanier, oh my God, is Savanier here?
I really did want to talk about Flat Earth. And the guy that I said that I was going to have a talk about Flat Earth with on this day, when I'm speaking right now, where I just said that I wanted to talk Flat Earth, is here in the chat. But now I don't want to talk Flat Earth.
You must speak. And then Savanier's like, I am here. Let me in now. And I'm like, Savanier, I sent you a...
Savanier, I said, do you want to come round? And I said, yeah, okay. Well, the party's open. Hey, I'm here. No, you're not coming in. That's what happened.
An invitation yesterday. You never responded. I am here now. I'm Savanier. It's like, oh, Savanier's here. You must let him in. Someone killed Savanier. And I'm like, and I will kill everyone at this party if anyone says the fucking word Savanier ever again. Everyone dies. I will play beer pong alone. I will play.
The narcissistic rage. Now, he's not really raging. He's just saying what he would do. If his ego was dented a tiny bit because people didn't want to play freaking ping pong with him or whatever it is, he would just burn everything to the ground. Everybody dead.
Pong alone. Just a series of LOLs and ha-ha-has because everyone gets that what I'm saying is both true and hilarious. One guy says, you're unstable, man. Now he's banned for life, and he should call his dad because his dad ruined him. It's a great time to ban people because that was clearly funny. Like what I just said was clearly hysterically funny. And like Savanier. Oh my God, Savanier.
Now, I have to say, I do find lots of what Owen Benjamin says funny, but that wasn't. And I heard it when he said it live. I didn't think that was funny.
It's like, oh my God, Owen, you have serious anger problems. You're now banned for life. Savanier is like, I'm here, let me in now. It's like, no, I sent you an invitation, but I'm here now. My name is Savanier. I'm willing to play beer pong with you. Yeah, but there's 8.
He just said he sent him an invitation. He turns up for the invitation and said, no, I'm going to call you Savanier instead.
In line, Savanier, you must speak to Savanier. And then like half the party's like, oh, geez, it's not Savanier again. Just fucking talk about the words and the Jews and the fun stuff. Why the fuck is everyone talking about Savanya again? And then the other half of the party's like, Savanya knows everything. If you talk to Savanya, he will make your world complete. And then
there's a lot of there's a lot showing in what he's saying.
Oh my God, Savanya is bleeding out. Savanya is dead now. By the way, I did not actually kill Eric Dubay, and I have nothing against Eric Dubay. It's just there is a Eric Dubay type effect. Every time Dubay comes in the chat, you know, like I've went into Vox Days chat a couple times and just written stuff that was kind of pertinent and seemed interesting. And way too many people reacted to me, so I left. Because I'm like, this is Vox's thing. So many people, and I appreciate everyone saying hi. They're like, Big Bear, it's like, nah, all right, I'm out. I pay attention to what he's saying. But the people that are like, oh my God, Savanya. And meanwhile, I'm proposing a very peaceful world that we could have if we just ignore the Jewish media and no one ever had.
And everybody loves Jesus.
Die or start the cycle of victimization all over again. And everyone's like, Savanya is here. His name is Jillian Savanya. Jillian Savanya. Jillian Savanya has set the world free. When no one would speak, Jillian Savanya spoke. And now we must all listen to Savanya.
I'm going to slow this down so people can read it without having to rush.
He sounds cool. I've never watched any of his videos.
That's not Logos. Brilliant. Yeah. So a few days ago, I made a video for Owen Benjamin to warn him about Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole and other crappy agents out there. If I could go back and redo that, I would make a video and make that hangout saying, hey, Owen Benjamin, there's some great people who want to talk with you, like David Wise, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. Yes. So what a silly person. What a silly person. What a stupid thing to do. Because I've been watching some of his hangouts, some of them, because, you know, it's like, oh, he's going to talk to Eric Dubay. Oh, that would be interesting. And other times just because he's on. But yeah, that was stupid. And yeah, Iron 26 writes, classic. That's not Logos. That's right. That's actually stupidus. Yeah, no, that's just stupid. Mando Brotset, I'm going to read a couple of comments and see what you're saying. Okay, Mando Brotset, what are you saying to Cripsy Lynn? Sorry, Chrissy. No, you've written Chrissy. It's Cripsy, isn't it? So Jason Rogers is explaining something to you. Sorry, that came out really Spanish. The 15 degrees an hour is an induced software bias by default. If you don't understand what that implies, that's on you. That's right. You see, it's not 15 degrees everywhere or from the same vectors. It's just not the same everywhere. But never mind that. Mando Brot said, please explain what your gripe is now. succinctly, or, you know, I ban you as well, just because it's fun to ban people who waste time. Jason Rogers, what is your proof of the measurement of the Earth's rotation is induced software bias? Hear crickets. I hear crickets. I don't think you hear crickets, because he's just informed you about that. And I think you'll find that he knows what he's talking about. It is 15 degrees everywhere. Okay. On what axis? Mandelbrot set. On what axis is it 15 degrees? The Templar, I did a channel call recently to start again with more wisdom. You know what really helps start again? What really helps us with regarding channel calls? Having your channel completely deleted. That helps out. Oh, okay. You go to all channels that you used to watching. Oh, yeah, I need to resubscribe. I'm looking for Mandelbrot set to respond to the question, on which axis is it 15 degrees? Now we'll see from his answer or from the delay, the Earth's axis, Mandelbrot set writes. We're talking about a gyroscope. Oh dear, that's kind of exposed him. We're talking about a gyroscope. The gyroscope will have axes, okay? On which of the gyroscope's axis will it be 15 degrees? Mandelbrot set, if you're relying on Globebusters to give you truthful, reliable, and accurate information, you're leading yourself around by your own nose. That's Jason Rogers. Yeah. What is the axis of a ring laser gyro, Antonio? No. You have to answer the question. Don't deflect. Don't try and wait and have somebody else give the answer and say, yes, that's what I was going to say. Okay. On which axis? First, you have to, if you don't already know, you have to quickly kind of figure out what the axes might be. And then determine a way of classifying those axes. You might want to use numbers or letters or colors. And then determine which of those axes would pick up the 15 degrees. Is it one? Is it a combination of one or more? The axis of the Earth's rotation. Mandelbrot set, you don't know what you're talking about, so I'm banning you. You're a dim-dim. So hide use on this channel. No more time wasting with Mandelbrot set. Ugh. Okay, so any other globe links in the chat? You see how we entertained that globe link? We weren't rude, and you know, but when it turned out he sincerely didn't know what he was talking about. I mean, he might as well have been somebody like Simon Dan or the what's he called? Stolen Valor guy who claims that he lost his leg in a secret war. There's a globe earther. I would play his video, but he would issue a copyright strike. There's a globe earther. I won't say his channel name, but you globelings will likely know who I'm talking about. There's a globe earther who claims he has a prosthetic limb, and he claims that he has a prosthetic limb because he lost it in a secret war for the British government. There was a secret war, and he was in a ship or a sub, Depends. Maybe he was in the engine room because he was a mechanic, or maybe he was navigating the thing because he was in the tripulation, in the captain's bridge, you know, actually navigating it, because he also did that. Another, that's a Globling. I wish I could show his channel, his vids, so people could see the level of idiocy. Sorry, Jason Rogers. Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, he wasn't wasting. Yeah. So you were having fun, Jason Rogers, but he was distracting. At least he was distracting me. So yeah, this Globling. There's the one that spits randomly in his own bedroom, and there's the one who stupidly plays Stolen Valor. And I've said to him, sooner or later, a Globling. It doesn't need to be a flat earther. A Globling will come across him who will be familiar with his channel, will ask him some questions, and then we'll smack him around for Stolen Valor. Stolen Valor is not just pretending to be a soldier when you've never been a soldier. It's also pretending to be a soldier having served somewhere when you didn't serve in that somewhere. That's also Stolen Valor. Okay, no more objections or comments from Globe Earthers. Okay, then I'm going to wrap up. I hope you enjoyed that little expose of Owen Benjamin by Eric Dubay. If you haven't seen the start of this, go back to the start. Yeah, go back to the start, because I start with a video on the double slit experiment and gyroscopic motion with Mr. Lathwaite. Okay, Sherlock's Apprentice. I'm glad you enjoyed. Oh, hey, I never hang about to see people saying thank you and all that. Thanks, I like that. I appreciate that. Usually afterwards, I check to see that the stream was okay, and I see people saying thanks and stuff, and I think, oh, I appreciate it, but I don't get to say it back. So thanks, everybody. Have a great rest, rest of everything. All right, I will see you all in the future. Okay, bye.